Dear learners, I welcome you all in this session on joint venture accounts. I am Professor Sunil Kumar from School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. So, well friends, as we know that when two or more person joins the hand to perform a particular activities for the purpose of earning profit is what we call joint ventures. So here the joint venture is particularly meant for performing a particular activities. As soon as that particular activity is over, the joint venture automatically stands to be cancelled and it automatically comes to an end. So joint venture is not meant for a particular period, rather it is meant for a particular task, for a particular activity. So if that task and if that activity is over, it means the joint venture is also over. So here we will discuss that how the accounts are maintained, how the books are maintained by the co-venturer in the books of the accounts. So how that particular activity is performed and how the amount of profit is ascertained under joint venture. So let us discuss this with the help of the suitable examples. See here we have an example that Ashok and Vikas entered into joint venture to consign timber to Dayal of Delhi to be sold on joint risk, which was in proportion of Ashok 5/9 and Vikas 4/9. Ashok sends timber worth rupees 80,000, paying freight charges rupees 4,000. Vikas sends timber worth rupees 60,000, paying freight charges rupees 3,000. Sales made by Dayal rupees 1,75,000, and Dayal is also entitled for 5% commission plus 1% Dell creditor commission on sales. So it means Dayal is entitled for 6% commission on sales, but when we talk about 1% Dell creditor commission, so when Dell creditor commission is mentioned in the questions, it means if any sales is made by Dayal and company on credit basis, and in case if any amount is not recovered from the customer and it is entered into bad debts, then this amount of bad debts will be borne by the Dayal and company, not by the consignor, right? So it will be borne by the consignee itself. Dayal selling expenses are rupees 3,100 and bad debts rupees 1,000. It means this amount of rupees 1,000 on account of bad debts, so this amount will be borne by the consignee, that is by Dayal and company. So here Ashok and Vikas both are not going to take the burden of the bad debts of rupees 1,000 because they have given 1% extra commission to Dayal and company only for this purpose, that in case if any sales is made by Dayal and company and if any amount goes to bad debts, so that amount will be borne by the Dayal and company. Dayal remits rupees 1 lakh to Ashok and the balance to Vikas. Prepare joint venture account and co-venturer accounts in the books of Ashok and Vikas. So this is the question, this is the example. So with the help of this example, we will see how the accounting is maintained in the books of the account as far as the co-venturers, that is Ashok and Vikas, are concerned. So first, the books are maintained by Ashok. So here the accounts are in the books of Ashok. So here you see that joint venture accounts. So let us just go back by one slide. So here it is mentioned that Ashok sends timber worth rupees 80,000 and incurred charges on account of freight rupees 4,000. So now you see that here the amount 80,000 on account of sending the timbers by Ashok and company to Dayal, that is worth rupees 80,000 value of goods consigned. So it means Ashok has consigned goods worth rupees 80,000 to Dayal and company. And it is also mentioned that Ashok has incurred rupees 4,000 on account of expenses, freight charges. So this expenses will also be charges to the joint venture account 4,000. Now again we go back by one slide. So here it is mentioned that Vikas sent timber worth rupees 60,000 and incurred freight charges rupees 3,000. So now 60,000 and 3,000 will again be written in the debit side of joint venture account. So here to Vikas value of goods consigned. So it means Vikas has consigned the goods worth rupees 60,000 to Dayal and company, and to Vikas expenses. So here the expenses incurred by Vikas rupees 3,000. Now it is mentioned in the question that the consignee is entitled to a commission of 5% on sale plus 1% Dell Creator commissions. So it means total Dayal and company is entitled for 6% commission on sales. And in the question it is mentioned that his selling expenses are this and bad debts this. Dayal remitted rupees this and Ashok this. So here let us see how much sales is made by Dayal and company and how much expenses are incurred by Dayal and company. So here Dayal and company incurred 3,100 as selling expenses and bad debts rupees 1,000. So let us see. Sales made by Dayal rupees 1,75,000, it is mentioned in the question. So by Dayal. So here sales, it means Dayal has made a sales of rupees 1,75,000. Total is 1,75,000. So here Dayal is entitled to a commission of 5% on sale plus 1% for Dell Creator commission. So total 6% on sales. So 6% of 1,75,000, that is 10,500. Selling expenses. So these are the selling expenses which are incurred by Dayal and company, 3,100. So total is 13,600. So this is 1,60,600. So here the credit side total is 1,75,000 and the total of debit side is 1,60,600. So the difference will be known as profit on account of joint venture. So if we will subtract 1,60,600 from 1,75,000, it will come to 14,400. So the total of debit and credit side get resembles, that is rupees 1,75,000, 1,75,000. Now this total amount of profit of rupees 14,400 will be shared by Ashok and Vikas in the ratio of 5:9, 4:9. So 5 divided by 9 of 14,400 comes to 8,000, and 4 by 9 of 14,400 comes to 6,400. So total is 14,400. Now here you see that here the selling expenses incurred by Dayal and Company rupees 3,100 has been taken into account, but the expenses, bad debts expenses incurred by Dayal and Company 1,000 has not been taken into account, because in the question it is mentioned that the consignors, it means Ashok and Vikas, have given 1% extra commission on sales, which extra percent commission on sales. So this extra commission is known as Dale Crader commission. So when Dale Crader commission is given by the consignors to the consignee, in such a case the bad debts amount is always borne by the consignee, not by the consignor. So therefore this 1,000 rupees will be borne by Dayal and Company. So therefore rupees 1,000 are not taken into account while preparing the joint venture account. So we are preparing the books of account in the books of Ashok. So Ashok will maintain the account of Vikas. So here by joint venture accounts, because Vikas has sent the timber worth rupees 60,000 to Dayal and Company on account of consignment. So by joint venture 60,000, by joint venture expenses 3,000. So these are the 3,000 expenses which are incurred by Vikas, and by joint venture account profit. So the profit of Vikas is 6,400. So this is 6,400. If you go by one slide, so amount of profit shared by Vikas is 6,400. So 6,400, and the expenses incurred by Vikas is 3,000. It is clearly mentioned 3,000. Vikas, to Vikas expenses 3,000, and to Vikas value of good consigned 60,000. So all are mentioned in the question. So this comes to 69,400. Now you see the question clearly, then we will come to know how this figure of rupees 61,400 has arrived as far as the amount corresponding to Dayal is concerned. Dayal has made a sales of rupees 1,75,000. So Dayal remits rupees 1,000 to Ashok. So out of 1,75,000, Dayal has remitted rupees 1 lakh to Ashok. So the amount left is 75,000, and the balance to Vikas. So here you see that how much expenses are borne by the consignors. So here you see that 6% commission, the expenses incurred by Dayal and Company. So 6% commission on sales. So 6% commission on sales is 10,500. 6% commission on sales, 10,500, and his selling expenses are 3,100. So 3,100 as selling expenses, and 10,500 is the commissions on sales. So 10,500 and 3,100. So 13,600. So if we will subtract 13,600 from 75,000, so it comes to 61,400. So to Dayal and Company 61,400, and this is the balancing figure. To balance carry down 8,000 rupees. It means the joint venture has made the payment to Vikas. So it was due, 8,000 rupees was due, which was duly paid to the Vikas, and his account was settled 8,000. Now in the books of Vikas. So in the books of Vikas, joint venture account. So here the figures of joint venture account will remain the same. So by Dayal has made sales of rupees 1,75,000 and to Ashok value of goods consigned. So Ashok has consigned the goods worth rupees 80,000. Ashok has incurred expenses 4,000. It is mentioned in the question. To cash value of goods consigned. So here in the books of Vikas has consigned goods worth rupees 60,000. So here in the books of Vikas, here we will write to cash. It means Vikas has incurred and the cash outflow of rupees 60,000 has taken place as far as Vikas is concerned. To cash expenses 3,000. So it is mentioned in the question that Vikas has incurred expenses of rupees 3,000. We can check it. Vikas has sent timber worth rupees 60,000 and freight charges rupees 3,000. So to Dayal, so here again the commission of Dayal 6% on total sales, that is 10,500, and these are the selling expenses of Dayal 3,100 given in the question. So total is 13,600. So total is 1,60,600. If we will subtract this total out of this total, we will earn profit of rupees 14,400. And this profit of rupees 14,400 has been divided between Ashok and Vikas in the ratio of 5 divided by 9, 4 divided by 9. So the share of Vikas is 4 by 9, that is 6,400. Share of Ashok in the profit is 5 by 9, that is 8,000. So total is 14,400. So total 1,75,000, 1,75,000. Now this is the Ashok account. So here Dayal has remitted rupees 1 lakh to Ashok. So here to Dayal 1 lakh rupees, total 1 lakh. So by joint venture 80,000. So Ashok has consigned goods worth rupees 80,000. Ashok has incurred expenses of rupees 4,000 by joint venture. So this is the amount of profit, share of profit of Ashok 8,000 by balance CD 8,000. So it means this is the balancing figure of rupees 8,000. It means we have to take rupees 8,000 from the Ashok. So amount due from Ashok side is 8,000. So total is 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Next question is Mahavir of Srinagar and Govind of Ludhiana entered into a joint venture to deal in several varieties of silk goods. Their transactions were as follow. 1st June 2020, Mahavir bought silk for cash 24,000 and paid carriage and freight rupees 360. On June 6th, Mahavir drew upon Govind a 1-month bill for rupees 8,000 and discounted the same at 18% per annum. So 18% of 8,000 is 1440. So 1440 is for 1 year, and here it is mentioned that the bill was drawn upon Govind for a period of 1 month. So if we will divide 1440 by 12, so we will arrive at rupees 120 for 1 month. June 12th, silk arrived at Ludhiana and Govind paid octroi and unloading charges 150. So here the consignee has paid rupees 150 on account of octroi and for unloading. On June 20th, Govind paid wages and manufacturing charges 4,800. July 4, Govind sold half of the goods for rupees 18,000. On July 6, Govind paid storage charges 250. On July 10th, Govind sold remaining goods for rupees 20,000. So Govind is entitled to 5% commission on sales, but discount charges of the bill are to be charged from him only. Prepare necessary ledger account in the books of both, assuming that Govind settles his account by bank draft, and the profit sharing ratio between Govind and Mahavir is 2:1 in the books of Mahavir joint venture account. So 2 cash 24,000. So here Mahavir bought silk for cash rupees 24,000 and paid freight of rupees 360. So here 2 cash, it means value of goods bought 24,000 and 360 as expenses. So 24,000 and 360 will be shown in the joint venture account. 24,000 and 360. So Govind has incurred expenses of rupees 150. It is mentioned in the question. 2 Govind expenses. So again Govind has also incurred the expenses of 4,800. 2 Govind expenses. So again Govind has incurred 250 as expenses. So 150, 400, 250. So all these 3 figures, all these expenses are incurred by Govind. So let's check it. Silk arrived at Ludhiana and Govind paid 150 as octroi, 4,800 as manufacturing charges, and Govind paid storage charges 250. So 150, 250 and 4,800. 150, 250 and 4,800. So 2 Govind commission. So commission is 5% on sales. So Govind has made sales of rupees 18,000 plus 20,000, total 38,000. It is mentioned in the question that Govind has sold half of the goods for rupees 18,000 and the remaining goods for 20,000. So total sales made by the Govind is 18,000 plus 20,000, it is 38,000. 38,000. So 5% commission on 38,000, it is 1,900. So total is 31,460. So if we subtract 31,460 from 38,000, it comes to 6,540. So this is the amount of profit which was shared between Mahavir and Govind in the ratio of 2/3 and 1/3. That is share of Mahavir 4,360, share of Govind 2,180. So total is 6,540. So 38,000, 38,000. Now Govind account. So here you see that first we will see the credit side. Bills receivable 8,000. So it is a bill of rupees 8,000 has been written. It is given Mahavir drew upon Govind a 1 month bill of rupees 8,000. So bills receivable 8,000. Bills receivable 8,000. So expenses incurred by Govind 150, 4,800, 250, and expenses, that is the commission, 1,900 to joint ventures. So this is the share of profit of Govind, 2,180. So these figures are very much clear. Now come to this side. So to bills payable 120. I had already told you that the charges mentioned in the question, yes, charges mentioned in the question, that 18 discount rate is 18% on the bill amount. So 18% of 8,000 is 1,450. So this 1,450, 1,440 represents the amount for 1 year. So if we will calculate it for 1 month, we will divide the same amount by 12. So it comes to 120. So this is the discount charges, 120 for 1 month. 120 for 1 month. 2 joint venture sales made by Govind 18,000 and 20,000, total 38,000. So total is 38,120. So if you will subtract this total, this and this, if you will make the total of this from this stage to this stage, and if you subtract the same amount from 31,820, you will arrive at 20,840. It means Govind account was finally settled by making the payment of rupees 28,000 for 840. So total is 31,820, 31,820. Now ledger of Govind. So this entire figure will remain the same in the books of Govind. So only we will discuss the Mahavir accounts. So here, if the amount of rupees 8,000 was bills receivable for Govind, so it means the same amount was bills payable for Mahavir. So bills payable was rupees 8,000, and the final settlement after making the payment of rupees 20,840. So this was the final settlement on account of making the payment 20,840, which is already calculated. We have already calculated in case of Govind. By joint venture, purchase 24,000. So Mahavir has purchased goods worth rupees 24,000. So these are the amount of expenses which are incurred by Mahavir, 360, and this is 120. This is on account of discount charges for 1 month. By joint venture profit. So the share of profit of Mahavir is 4,360. So the total is 28,840. So out of this total, and here again it is 28,840. So the total of both the debit and credit side get a resemblance. Now the next question is, yes, J and Q entered into a joint venture with the object of constructing an office building of a multinational company for contract price of rupees this. The profit sharing ratio was this, 2:1. First point, during the course of the venture, the following transactions took place. J purchased steel rods worth rupees 4,50,000 subject to a trade discount of 10%, and paid for freight 10,000 and also brought a plant of 50,000. Q took a loan of rupees 4 lakh from bank and bought cement costing rupees 3 lakh and bricks rupees 2 lakh. J remitted rupees 2 lakh to Q towards joint venture. Q paid godown rent 25,000 and also bought stone chips worth rupees 2 lakh. Q drew a bill of exchange on J for 2,50,000, which was discounted by Q at a cost of rupees 5,000. Q repaid the bank loan and paid 8,000 as interest. Finally, the contract was completed, at the end of which Q decided to take the plant for rupees 12,000. The joint venture was closed by J receiving rupees 8 lakh and Q rupees 7 lakh from the company. So we have to prepare memorandum joint venture account and joint venture account with Q in the books of J. So first, memorandum joint venture account. So 2J purchases. So here you see that J purchases goods worth rupees 4,50,000 subject to a trade discount of 10%. So 10% of 4,50,000, it comes to 45,000. So 4,50,000 minus 45,000, it means 4,05,000. 4,05,000. So here J has incurred expenses of rupees 10,000 and he has bought a plant of rupees 50,000, which is mentioned in the question. To Q, Q has bought cement worth rupees 3 lakh and bricks worth rupees 2 lakh, and both the amounts are mentioned in the question. And Q has also paid godown rent of rupees 25,000, which is mentioned in the question, and stone chips 2 lakh, which is mentioned in the question. Discount charges 5,000, which is mentioned in the question. Interest on loan 8,000, which is mentioned in the question. So total is 12,03,000, and here it is mentioned that the account was settled by receiving J rupees 8 lakh and Q rupees 7 lakh from the company. So total it is 15 lakh. And by Q, so Q has taken the plant of worth rupees 12,000. So total is 15 lakh 12,000. This is 12 lakh 3,000. So if we will subtract this from 15 lakh 12,000, the remaining balance, that is 3 lakh 9,000, will be the profit, and this profit will be shared by J and Q in the ratio of 2:1. So share of J is 2 lakh 6,000, share of Q is 1 lakh 3,000. Now in the books of J, joint venture with Q. So we can easily see that the Q account was settled by taking 8 lakh rupees from the company, and this is the balancing figure 3,21,000. So total is 11,21,000. Here Q has purchased steel rods of rupees 4,05,000. He has incurred rupees 10,000 as expenses, which is mentioned in the question, and Q has also bought plant worth rupees 50,000, which is mentioned in the question. To bank account 2 lakh rupees. So this amount of rupees 2 lakh and 2 lakh 50,000 is also mentioned in the question, and this is the share of profit of Q, which we have already calculated by preparing the memorandum joint account. So here you see that this figure of rupees 2 lakh and 2 lakh 50,000 bank account, and this bills payable, you will see it in the question. Q has bought stone worth rupees 2 lakh and Q drew a bill of rupees 2 lakh 50,000. Both the figures are mentioned in the question, 2 lakh and 2 lakh 50,000. So total is 11,21,000, 11,21,000. So this was all as far as the joint venture account is concerned. So well, dear learners, in this lecture you all have understood about preparing the joint venture account in the books of the co-venturer. So we have learned that how the books of accounts are maintained as far as the co-venturers are concerned. So this was all about the joint venture account in the books of co-venturer, and how joint memorandum account is prepared in the books of the co-venturer. So this is how the books are maintained in case of joint venture account is concerned. So I hope that the students might have enjoyed a lot, and they might have understood the concept of preparing the joint venture accounts in the books of the co-venturers. Thank you very much.